Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. It is January the 1st, 2021. We're going to continue this series here. I'm going to, hopefully in this video, get the rest of the motor took loose, get it took up out of there, and hopefully get it on an engine stand. I ain't going to show you the whole process, but we're going to do bits and pieces of it here, make a short video on it. Just want to show you what we're into. The rain, it is pouring the rain. The other day, last video we had 6 inches of snow to contend with. Now we got rain all day. There's the black Yoda. Been meaning to do some stuff on it. Maybe we'll get to it in the spring. 2020 just did not allow for a lot of the truck projects I had planned, but it's a whole nother story. We're going to take 2021 and see what happens. So I'm going to put the camera down for just a minute, take a few things off. We're just going to do a little bits and pieces of the removal video, get this thing up on the lift here in a couple, get the transmission, drive shaft and everything loose, let it back down, and hopefully pick this 4.3 up out of there. We're done with it. I don't think that it's going to be put back in the truck. Probably won't. Kind of had it in my mind of sticking it back in there so I can move it around, but I don't think I'll go through all that trouble. I'm just going to get this thing out of here. May tear it down, see what's wrong with it, try to sell it, the block or whatever, if it's worth it. Just hold out for a V-8, get this thing put back up there under the shed for till warmer weather where I can pressure clean. I've discovered there's going to have to be some of the A-arm bushings and odds and ends replaced. I wasn't sure, but they look pretty rough. We'll get into all that on another video. But I'm going to put the camera down for a couple and take a few pieces off, a few parts loose, and we'll be right back with you. Well, other than setting the bed on my C-10, this is the first vehicle we've lifted with our new lift. Went ahead and got this thing up. I'm going to get up under this thing and look around. We got to take the exhaust loose. We got to take the transmission, the drive shaft and stuff loose. Get all that down, drop it out. I'm going to raise it on up a little so I can stand up and work. All in all, the frame, it looks pretty solid down under here. Well, it's got a flow master on it. I hadn't even looked up under it. It'll probably have 2 of them before it's over. We'll get the V-8 and we'll run duals out the back, but we'll cross that bridge at a later date. I'm gonna go ahead and get this exhaust took loose, get this drive shaft out, get it plugged, get the transmission loose so we can hopefully get this motor out of here today. All right, stick around. All right, as you can tell, we've got the drive shaft out. Went ahead and got it out. Got the tail shaft plug in there so it don't leak transmission fluid out. Of course, nothing fits like it's supposed to. The seal, I'm sure, is wore, so had to wrap a little tape around that, shove it up in there, and then put some tape to make sure it stays in. Got the linkage disconnected. Fixing to go get a saw. The sawzall. Somebody, whoever put the exhaust on, welded the brace to the piece that comes off the transmission. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, we'll fix that. Got the sensor loose. We're about ready to take these last 2 bolts out right here. Well, 1 bolt on this one. Then we're going to let it back down on the ground, hook to the motor, and get ready to start pulling it up out of there. Just want to show you the progress so far. Sorry about the camera work there. There's that. Walk out from under it here. Yeah, everything's working out good so far. Right there's the bolts. Might be able to let it down just a little and get that bolt right there and another one over here. Might be able to get to them better from down here. This frame's going to take a lot of cleaning. This little 4.3 has obviously been pumping some oil out, but it's a Chevrolet. What do you expect? I love Chevrolet products, but the fact is, you put some oil through them, they leak. Part of the game. I can't help it. My 327 eventually will. Hope not for a while, but just the way it is. Anyway, we're going to walk down here. We're going to get a saw and come back up here and cut that and let it down on the ground. Stay tuned. Well, folks, right there it is. And all I've got to say is wow. That's the first one of those type motors I ever pulled out of a vehicle. And my God, at the amount of wiring, and I know this is just minimal compared to probably the newer stuff. Well, I helped my dad with that LS on that extended cab he's got, but it was a nice, neat kit that went in it. But this right here is unreal. Wires and all this stuff. This is nothing new to some of you guys. Of course, it's been in this. This is my first go around with it, and I'm really ready to simplify this. I may end up going with a old school 350 or another 327 or something like that, doing a little work to it, rebuilding it, put it down in here and just drive and enjoy this thing. I was really wanting to go with something newer, and I ain't ruling that out yet. I've just got to see. But like most motors and most vehicles, there's probably a whole lot of this junk that it really don't need to function. We'll get into all that later. I've got to do some research. Anyway, there's that. And like I said earlier, we saw that, yeah, I'm going to have to rebuild all that stuff, replace a bunch of parts. It is an 89 model. And although the odometer only shows 104,000, that might be a 1,104,000. Who knows? But like I say, we'll figure it out. We'll replace what needs to be replaced. As far as this goes, this little 4.3, I'm going to separate it in the transmission, set the transmission in the bed, put the front clip back on it tomorrow, and take it back up there to the shed, park it for the rest of the winter. I'm going to get it back out in the spring and start pressure washing, cleaning, and replacing parts. In the meantime, I'm going to start hitting Rock Auto and what have you, and start buying the parts I need to replace the tie rod ends, the bushings, the springs, not the springs, but the A-arm mounts and just all that stuff. So I'll be getting all that together little by little, that way it don't cost a fortune. There we are, the motor come out today. It's just wow. Once again, that's just a bunch of stuff. Short video, number 3 I believe it is in the series. The next one you see on it, I'll probably be tearing into the whatever motor that I end up going with and getting it all freshened up. But anyway, if you like the video, please drop a like, share, subscribe, pass it on. Check out the other videos in the series. Check out the rest of my channel. We've got the 68 build going on. Springtime gets here, we'll get back into some lawnmower stuff. Got all kinds of things going on. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless. See you on the next one.